We're going to talk more now about the results in the Italian election. It's really being digested by the world right now as we see the first far-right government since the First World War looking to take power there. This is Giorgia Meloni's far right-wing alliance, dividing opinion in the country. It will mean, as I mentioned, she will be the first female prime minister, but it's the significance of having a far-right-led government there. She is the head of the Brothers of Italy, and she said that if she becomes the prime minister, she will govern on behalf of all Italians. So her fiery rhetoric from the campaign trail slightly dampened down when she made a speech last night talking more about unity. Nonetheless, this has sent ripples around Europe particularly. The BBC's Sofia Batista is with me now. She has just returned from covering the story in Italy. There's been quite a spread of reaction. Take us through some of the sort of key political tweets from the past few hours.
Yeah, we've seen a few European politicians congratulating Giorgia Meloni on Twitter and Facebook. We've heard from Viktor Orban, the Prime Minister of Hungary, Prime Minister of Poland. We had a very interesting tweet from Marine Le Pen, the leader of the far-right leader of the National Rally. She's saying, "Congratulations to Giorgia Meloni and Matteo Salvini for resisting the threats of an anti-democratic and arrogant European Union by obtaining this great victory." Now, Giorgia Meloni is a Eurosceptic. She has softened her stance during the campaign, but, some leaders in Brussels are concerned about a possible Meloni prime minister. She did say in the past that she wanted Italy to leave the euro and the EU altogether. We've also heard from Santiago Abascal. He is the leader of the far-right party Vox in Spain, and he has quite a lot in common with the Brothers of Italy party. He's saying, tonight millions of Europeans have their hopes pinned on Italy. We've also heard from politicians outside of Europe. For example,
Bolsonaro was one, right?
His son, actually, Eduardo, and interestingly, he used the phrase, "The new Prime Minister of Italy represents God, homeland and family." Now, this is a slogan that Giorgia Meloni has used very often to talk about what is important to her, but is also a slogan that was widely used by fascists in Italy.
Lots of other trends on social media too, particularly one photo that seems to be retweeted many thousands of times.
Exactly. It's a photo that went viral in Italy at the weekend, and it shows an elderly man sat on a bench in Rome with a sign. And the sign in Italian reads, "I was born under Mussolini. I don't want to die under Meloni. God help us."
When you speak to young people particularly, turnout was low in this election, but what is the feeling amongst people that you know in Italy today?
Turnout was the lowest in the history of the Italian Republic, so that's very significant. Look, obviously you can't generalize, but I personally don't know a single woman my age who has voted for Meloni, and that's very interesting because Meloni is set to become Italy's first female prime minister, but she's never used the fact that she's a woman to attract voters. In fact, according to some research, it's men more than women that are voting for her, and her inner circle of allies and politicians is mostly men. And there's something that she has said, a few things that she has said that are concerning to some young women, to some women in Italy, which is her stance on abortion. Giorgia Meloni has said that abortion is a failure for a society, that she is pro-life, and some people are concerned that she will make it harder for women in Italy to get abortions.
Yeah, and there's that concern too about the LGBTQ+ community and their rights too.
Yes, she said she's in favour of what she calls a traditional family, mom and dad. She's against gay marriage and gay adoption. So again, there is a view that is very divisive in Italy and is raising some concerns.
Yeah, an uncertain time. Sophia, thank you so much for joining us.